an important gathering that took place here in the Saudi capital, Riyadh, where GCC leaders listened to the plan that was presented by the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Egypt has its own proposal for rebuilding Gaza. It's going to be based on phases that start with clearing the debris all the way towards final reconstruction of the entire area that was destroyed during more than a year and a half of relentless Israeli bombardment. But to be able to move forward, you need to have financial contribution from wealthy GCC countries. There is an international estimate of about $53 billion to be able to rebuild Gaza, a mammoth task which is going to take up to 10 years. But there's absolutely no doubt that those GCC countries committing themselves to rebuilding Gaza will have conditions attached to the commitments they're going to make, particularly the terms of the reconstruction, but most importantly the issue of who is going to take over Gaza. There is a growing consensus now that it's about time to consider handing over control of the area to the Palestinian Authority. Now, when it comes to that particular issue, they're going to go to the Egyptian capital, Cairo, on the 4th of March for a broader consensus. They're going to invite Arab leaders to come up with a unified stance. First of all, an alternative to the Trump proposal. Number two, tackling the delicate issue of who takes over Gaza. But this is undoubtedly an extremely important moment for the Arab region, and this explains why many people have been saying that the meeting that took place here in Riyadh could have huge ramifications on the entire region for many years to come. Hashem, Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, Riyadh.
Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi is a former Egyptian Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs to the European Union. He joins us now from Cairo. Sir, thanks so much for being with us on Al Jazeera. Let me ask you first, how significant is it that this meeting in Riyadh took place today, and how much will it have laid the groundwork for the coming emergency summit in Cairo on March 4th?
It is a step forward and to make it easier for us, because we still have 14 days in order to have the summit with the full 22 members of the Arab League members. So I think it is a very good idea, because the public opinion in our country, in many Arab countries, are worried, are not satisfied. They want the government to react much more strongly. And as you may realize, that we are using very soft diplomacy, where we can our goal is to help our brothers in Palestine, not to attack anybody. And still we are using all our efforts on the international level, United Nations, or the regional level, Africa or the Arab League or the Islamic countries. And here it is a sort of acceleration of the process to bring one big no to what President Trump was proposing to us. It is a very strange proposal to ask the Palestinians to leave their land in order to invite some Israelis or Jews coming from nowhere, and they have no relation with this piece of land. If he's really keen to host somebody, why don't you give the Israelis some place in America, where it is, after all, it is a migration country. So I am
Sir, if I could just jump in for a second. The Egyptian proposal that was on the table in Riyadh today, that's been out there ready and waiting for some time now. What do you think the next steps will be when it comes to further discussion of the plan?
I hope until we start discussion, whether with the American presidency or with the government of Israel, we hope that, as it is usual, that the American president will get a step back from what he was proposing, these illegal ideas. He will step back and listen carefully to what the foreign ministry is telling him, what is the Pentagon is telling him, because I am quite sure that our colleagues in the Foreign Office, the State Department, are giving him good advices, but he was extremist in his ideas, and nobody will even have the courage to discuss it. How to discuss that? You ask the people of the country to leave it while inviting people who have no relation with this piece of land in order to come. So until then, I hope that the American position will be a little bit ameliorated. Then we can start serious negotiations.
All right.
As of Israel,
yes, sir. We've run out of time, so we're going to have to leave the discussion there. Gamal Bayoumi, former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs to the European Union, joining us from Cairo. Thanks so much for being with us. Great to get your perspective.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.